Hello everyone and welcome to Daria Draws. This is the before last video of the World Art Dubai series, and I decided to dedicate it to the paintings that were actually sold during the fair. As I've mentioned in the experience video of the art fair, I have sold the little ones like that. They were about 20 by 20 centimeters in size, and they were done in alla prima, which is one of my favorite techniques when it comes to oils. So if you would like to see more content like this, please do like this video and subscribe to the channel, because that's what keeps it growing and keeps me motivated to post more. Also, I'm trying this new thing where I do the voiceover, but you can see me while I do the voiceover, so just let me know if you like that, or should we just go back to the behind the scenes kind of microphone. Alright, so here you can see how I'm just covering all the canvas with brown, but I sometimes use also like a blackish brown color. It's a very nice technological and psychological trick, because that way you're kind of covering all the white space, so you're not anxious to start or like ruin this perfect white canvas, but also you can start sketching directly on it without adding too much paint onto the canvas. And because it's alla prima, it has to be done in one go. You really need to watch out for the lights because they're very hard to remove. As you can see, the palette is not super bright because you can always add white and you can always add yellow, but it's hard to kind of go backwards. And I also always begin by just sketching the forms because it's easier. It's easier to start with an overall shape and then kind of go in with the details. So I'm starting off by the sunflower, and it's just like an oval, and then I'm doing the middle, and from there all the petals and all the other leaves. And as I've mentioned previously, I'm just using the browns that are already in the background, so I'm not adding any new colors, and if I don't like something I can just smudge it or take it out with another brush, not the one I'm using for sketching, just an eraser brush. I really like my backgrounds to have gaps in them, and that's when the brown, the first brown layer really helps. So whenever I put the background colors, they kind of the brown peeks through, and it just creates a really nice connection with all the other colors. So yeah, I'm just doing some mid-tones that are even closer to shadow, because we are going lighter later on. So as you can see, I'm slowly building all the values. So started with the shadows, then mid-tones, and I'm also trying to carve out each of the shapes, because that's how you basically recognize any object. Before you even see any colors or any values, you see the silhouette, so that's quite important in any painting. And I apologize for the glare. Apparently a year ago I did not know how to film paintings with oil. Yeah, it's kind of painful to watch, but I think the result will be a good compensation. The tricky part with alla prima is that once, as I said, like once you've done the lights, you kind of can't go back, so you have to be quite precise about where your lights are, and as I said, you have only one shot to get it right. So even though alla prima in general looks very effortless and very lively, like it just doesn't give you the chance to suck the life out of your painting by overworking it, but you have to be precise and you have to really think like what I want to see on the canvas before even trying to start doing anything, because without a vision it will be a mess, most probably. Also, now that I'm filming like my voiceover like this, that gave me a thought of making maybe a reaction video. So let me know in the comments if you'd like that. We could try. Yeah, also a nice trick when you're working on carving out your shapes is that you don't always have to go from the inside out. So you don't, like if this is a petal, you don't always have to work like inside the petal. You can like work from the background side, and that's how you get like a nice edge, sharp or smoothed out, whichever you prefer, but a shape has to be a shape. So it's not the edges we're talking about, it's like the overall construction, I guess. It might be a little weird to see someone working on two paintings at once, but it actually isn't that weird if you think about it. Like if you were to make a whole bouquet on one canvas, you would still have to work like on two or more even flowers at the same time. So this way I'm just like splitting the canvas, and it's not easier, it's not more difficult, it just looks different, and it's two different canvases. So yeah, it's actually quite refreshing to me personally, because I don't have to just focus on one painting. So if I feel like, you know, my eye is getting a little tired, I'm not looking at it objectively enough, I can always switch on to the next canvas with a fresher eye on things over there. So and apart from the shapes, I feel like textures are very important as well. Even though obviously the canvas and paint doesn't feel like it's a petal or a flower or whatever else you're painting, you can create that illusion just by adding texture where it needs to be, being a little rough or a bit softer, depending on the material that you're painting. And it can also definitely, for sure, elevate one artwork. And of course I add the reflexes into the background from the flower just to unite the overall composition. And I like to do it quite obviously, like yes, there is random green spot in the background. I did not even bother blending that in. And I don't know, there's just something way more alive about that. Now, even though the paintings are done in one sitting, I still like to add some detailing. So I use a smaller synthetic brush to add some sharper details, just to bring out certain shapes forward and to accentuate certain spots so that it's easier for the eye to look at the painting and it knows exactly the points it needs to catch. And of course, the last finishing touches are the highlights. Now, normally in the long process painting, I do the highlights kind of closer to the end, but not at the very end, so that I have still the chance to mute them if they're too bright. But here, I do not have the chance because we are done at painting in one sitting, so the highlights have to be at the very end. So here's the end result. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.